Hello, this is Victor Lund. I have two great guests with me today, Adam Beck, the CTO of REsides MLS in the Carolinas, and Ben Quinn from Roomvo. They have brought a very intriguing new opportunity to MLSs that we're going to talk about here today. So, good morning. Thank you. Appreciate your time here today.
Glad to be here.
Thank
So
you.
let's start with Ben. Ben, I think, just from my perspective, Roomvo is sort of a new company. It's doesn't roll off the tongue. A lot of MLS executives are just meeting you and your business for the first time, but you've been around for a while. Tell us about your company, its history, what you've been doing, and this exciting launch into the MLSs.
Definitely. Thanks, Victor. So Ben from Roomvo.
Did I say it wrong?
Roomvo. No, you nailed it. You said it
Okay.
perfectly.
All
Roomvo.
right.
I'll say it a third time there
Yeah.
to be locked in. So Roomvo, we've been around for about a decade, and we actually got started. Our roots are in the home decor space. So we were a point of sales tool for those retailers to have their products visualized in their clients' homes before a renovation would occur. About just under 2 years ago, we launched a partnership with Redfin to bring our software and technology to the real estate industry as a whole. And what that allows the industry users or professionals to be able to do is take those listing photos that have been static relatively up until now and engage with them in a very unique way. They're able to actually start restyling and changing and reimagining those listing photos using real products from our product partner network and those catalogs so they can truly understand the potential of a listing.
Yeah, I remember in the early days of virtual restaging, like the software would put in couches that were the wrong size and they would look weird and the products would not be available. Like you could look at it and go, wow, that looks really cool. But if you actually went out to buy a couch that size or a chair that size or whatever, it's like, wait, this doesn't fit in the room. So you guys have like solved all that, right?
Yes, and the way we've structured our solution really helps us drive to deliver that high quality of rendering because our product partners pay to have their products visualized in their visualizers that we create for them, but also in the visualizers that we provide to the real estate industry. So we're very incentivized and motivated to ensure that we are representing their products accurately. That
Awesome.
means scale, color, any impacts to from light or anything like that, any of those considerations we need to make sure are there.
Terrific. And this isn't a product sales thing, and we're probably not going to do a demo here, but we'll give you a link in the article to let you go check it out. But it is really impressive. I know a lot of real estate agents were paying for this kind of virtual staging tool and paying pretty handsomely. I think, dollars, if not teens of dollars per photo to have them virtually restaged. And you guys have brought that cost down to zero and added this extra benefit of if you like it, you can buy it. So that's pretty cool. Adam, thanks for coming on today. You're the real reason why we're here. We met and we chatted about this at the Cotality user group meeting, and you were very excited to bring Roomvo to REsides. Tell us a little bit about REsides, the markets you serve, and what kind of attracted you to Roomvo.
Yes, exactly. We talked about it there, and that was actually the time that we signed the agreement with Roomvo. So we have become a technology forward company. Matter of fact, we just completed our conversion that moved all of our listing data to our own back end server called Resides Direct. Has dedicated ad edit, opens up opportunities to have full control of our subscribers' data and potentially offer front end of choice. Because of that, we're excited that we're partnering with a technology provider like Roomvo. What I really like about working with Ben and the Roomvo team is the fact that they're always open to constructive criticism because they know that will make their product better for everyone. And I have seen the evidence of that. I've been working with Ben for probably a year and a half. And the thing that I liked is that I was always able to go to him and say, hey, this doesn't look, quite right. And he'll come back to me and say, take another look. And things look a lot better. And this technology is a really, really cool thing, not only because it's, something that you can play with and do the little slider and all that stuff, but it gives agents the ability to tell their clients, hey, you may not necessarily like the room the way the room looks right now, but try this out. You can look at different options. You can change the countertops and things like that. And that might help them deliver their client the property that they didn't necessarily imagine at the time. But now they're very happy with the idea of, hey, this could work for me.
Yeah, there are a couple of emerging trends that are happening right now that I find to be very interesting. And one emerging trend is really driven by a company called Compass. They call it Compass Concierge, and it's called Improve to Sell. So for a real estate agent who's taken a listing, if that listing doesn't look like a move-in ready home for home buyers, there's the ability to gain financing that allows you to make improvements to your home, market that property with those improvements completed,
Mhm.
and they usually sell faster for a much higher price than a home that really needs improvements. I know some of the leading companies in that space are companies like House Amp. I think Compass has their own internal financing on it, but there's quite a few brokerages who are going to that model. So it gives the real estate agent to go into a home that just doesn't look great because it hasn't been remodeled, or the choices that the home seller made when they thought pink tile was in, may not have been the greatest choices, but the ability to really make that home improved, and then at sale, that property, whatever the money was that cost to do the improvements, just gets taken out of close. So we're seeing a lot more of improved to sell from home sellers
Mhm.
in the market today than we ever had before. Another thing, and this is kind of what you were talking about, Adam, is from the home buyer perspective. So I'm looking at a property, and let's face it, when you're a home buyer and you're buying a used home, you don't get everything you want. There's always going to be something that you need to make it magical for you. And I think one of the things that we've seen, and Ben, maybe you can talk to this a little bit, but in some of the MLS implementations that you've already performed, you're seeing a tremendous growth in buyer engagement on the
Mm.
individual property. So, in other words, when I'm looking at a property today, I'm not just looking at it and say, I don't necessarily think that's for me. Now you can look at a property and look at its spaces and then reimagine those spaces with the design you like. And like you said earlier, it's an achievable design. You can click to buy, right? Not quite
Yeah.
yet. I mean, that's the idea. So go ahead and talk us through that a little bit.
So that's exactly it. You're kind of hitting the nail on the head here. Listing photos, listings have been relatively static. They're difficult to personalize. They're difficult to imagine what that space would be. Some people have that skill. The majority of people don't. With this button, you're essentially giving the user, the home buyer, the home shopper, the ability to personalize that listing to them. They can understand what the potential or what those different home decor products are going to look like in that space. So if they perhaps were looking at a property that had carpet in it, but they don't like carpet, they prefer hardwood floors or tiles, they're able to instantly see that and personalize it to their taste. You mentioned the pink tiles. You can swap those out for a different color tile or something completely different altogether. So being able to give those users, those home shoppers, those home buyers, the ability to personalize a space in real time on the fly takes a lot of the pressure off of the agents for having to be able to do that and nail it just right. It allows them to work with their clients to understand their style really well. And as those clients and these users are using Roomvo, because they're able to engage with these property listings in a very unique way, they're actually becoming much more interested and invested in a property. And because of that, with our integrations already, we're seeing about 170% increase in the number of showings booked after a user goes through a Roomvo experience or session. So a significant number of increased showings booked, and getting them into the home where they can actually take a look and see and explore that listing further.
So, Adam, you guys integrated Roomvo into Resides, and it's in the Matrix platform from Cotality, right? Can you just talk
Well,
where it
correct.
where's it
It,
happening?
so it actually, for us, it's happening in two different places. We have the resides.io website, which is a site that obviously we show our listings on for Resides as a whole, but
Your MLS consumer facing website. And by
right,
the way, it's an excellent one. You guys should all go to resides.io and check it out. And I guess there they'll be able to experience the Roomvo application on that site on every listing, right?
right. And the critical part is not only is that on resides.io itself, but we also offer an agent or a broker website to each and every one of our subscribers. And the Roomvo is on those listings, on their listings there as well. So it's attached to a CRM. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to push as much features or functionality into those sites for them, because that's going to bring down costs for brokers who might not want to be paying large amounts of money to third parties. We're doing everything we can to help them market their listings through what they're already paying us for. So it just makes sense for us to do that. But then you also mentioned the fact that it's through One Home, which is the client portal for Matrix. So it is in both places.
All right, so if I'm a real estate agent and I've invited my client to get automatic listing notifications when new listings match their search criteria in the One Home application, all of my buyers can look at any property that's in the MLS available for sale and get that Roomvo experience to reimagine the place that they may be interested in buying.
Correct.
And then secondly, for anybody that's on this call, they can go to either your MLS consumer facing website, or you have branded broker websites, branded team websites, and branded agent websites. Let's give a shout out to your vendor that you partnered with to that, because I think they just had a big event recently, right?
Yeah, Salecore is the company that built that for us, and we've been very, very happy with that. Keith has been a great person to work with. We were, I think, their second MLS adopter. They had one other one out there in California, but we were the
That's
first.
MLS listing, or no, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, that's not MLS listings. That's uh Sacramento. Metro
yeah,
Metro.
Metro.
First.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So we the great thing about it is, it out of the box, it's a great product, but we do things a little different, and that's very customizable. We're very, very happy with the end result there.
Yeah, that's excellent. So, Adam, beyond the wow factor, how do you see this influencing home selling and home buying in the future for agents? Do you see this as I mean, I always like to look at products as either vitamins or a painkiller. Do you think this is the painkiller that's sort of a have to have for all MLS
I
in the country, or do you think it's a nice to have, like it's got some sizzle? Tell me, what is your feeling?
Well, honestly, I feel that it is a great tool because, as a recent home buyer myself, you during the pandemic, people weren't going into the houses as much. That's kind of changing now, but at the same time, I mean, the Zillow effect has really changed how people search for homes in general. And they're looking online. They're looking at the way the rooms are laid out. And one of the big pushes right now is to add floor plans to each listing. And I think it's a great idea because it caters to those people that really don't want to go out and look at 100 houses and just to be disappointed in 99 of them, but they can find the one that really appeals to them. And I think Roomvo is just an added layer to that, because you can say, all right, well, I know the structure of the house. I like the flow. It looks good to me. And so now I can say, well, I want to look at that room and I want to imagine it the way that I want it to see or look in when I'm there.
Mhm. And so, do you have Kubicasa for floor plans today, or you do?
We do offer Cubicasa. We don't require it currently, but that's something that I think most MLSs are going towards, and I think it would be a good idea for us to add as well.
Yeah, big shout out to them. I don't think they charge anybody for that.
Correct.
But
It's free to do the basic floor plan.
yeah, so just so you guys know, I mean, this isn't a Wave Group pitch fest. We're talking about tools that don't cost the MLS thing,
Right.
but
Right.
provide tremendous value to agents, brokers, and teams.
Mhm.
Um, Ben, listen, I know that what you guys have done, and I'm going to encourage everybody, I'm going to give them links to go check it out. We've already talked about the ability to go to the consumer-facing website, resides.io, to play with it. But what I'm really interested in knowing is, beyond the wow factor of the amazing things that you guys have already done, what kinds of things do you see in the future that MLSs and brokers should be looking for with this technology?
Yeah. So I would say generally it's following the home buyer through their journey. So giving them tools to be able to do what they want to do throughout that journey, and both the home buyer and the realtor at different points in that journey, right from when they start kicking the tires and they're on a portal like Redfin, to when they may be getting more invested in it on a portal like One Home, or when they actually start transacting, or after they start transacting in a homeowner's portal. So giving them the features and tools at different points to be able to actually engage with those photos, reimagine their space, see those products in there, and carry that process through. In terms of the real estate agents, we're starting to look at the solutions that they would like to see and the features they would like to have in order to be able to work with their clients. So really addressing both the user, the homeowner, and the real estate agents, their needs and wants for features and functionality.
Yeah, I'm just going to maybe wrap up with just a flywheel concept, because I think when we look at things, we look at enterprise and things operating at scale. So the flywheel kind of works like this. The MLSs have this connectivity to all the listings in the marketplace. So as Roomvo gets adoption among all the MLSs, it's going to have the largest audience of professionals who are making this solution available to consumers. As consumers use Roomvo and begin to reimagine spaces, you get a ton of traffic, a lot of engagement, which allows you to go to the Home Depots, the Lowe's, the furniture manufacturers, the paint manufacturers, literally everybody who's got a product within the Roomvo experience, and say, hey, when somebody buys a home, they spend the most amount of money improving that home at that time. Like, NAR has published this data forever and ever and ever. So if you want to get in on that, you need to have your products within Roomvo. And so that flywheel gets started. You get more consumers going to Roomvo through the MLS and through agents and brokers. That allows Roomvo to go to your partners and suppliers and say, "Hey, we're e-commercing all this business for you. You need to give us a little more, or you need to onboard to our platform so you can gain access to this enormous marketplace." And then last but not least, there's a rev share opportunity in the future, right? So the MLS can pick up a few bucks as people are buying this stuff, and that money goes to lowering the cost of MLS services.
Exactly. I can't add anything to that. You've kind of nailed it all. Right?
Yeah.
We want the alignment with our partners. There is a flywheel effect that we're counting on, and we want everyone to benefit and kind of be able to offer this service. That being said, the big kind of value add here is ultimately to the end consumer. They are looking for this type of solution. They're expecting this type of solution. With AI kind of being as widespread as it is throughout our entire way of doing things now, they're looking for these types of solutions within the space, and we're trying to be creative with how we structured this so that we can all benefit from an increased revenue share and split between our partners.
I love it. Well, listen, I'm going to put links in here to reach out to Adam Beck on LinkedIn. If you're an MLS that wants to get the peer feedback on what it's like to make Roomvo available and what some of the best practices are. And if you need to know more about Roomvo and how you can inspire it on your broker website, or in your MLS, I'll also put Ben's LinkedIn contact information here. Reach out to him. He's a really great guy. Thank you both for coming. This is a great short session. I appreciate how you guys have worked together to develop some pretty outstanding new functionality for MLSs.
My
Thanks.
pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye.